Happy New Year and welcome to the 2009 installment of DeVeaux Speaks. Well, this year, one of my New Year's resolutions is to try to get DeVeaux Speaks up much more and have some more communication back and forth with the students of UOC. So I'm looking for that. And this DeVeaux Speaks will be about New Year's resolutions. Before we get into that, let me put a couple apologies out there. One, that dating video. Some people, there was some good information there, but the sound quality was horrible. I apologize. But let me just give you the main, if I could do that whole 10-minute speech in 30 seconds. Basically, what I was telling all the young men, and I guess it goes true for the young women also, is you should date as many different people as possible, because you don't know what you really complements you and what meshes best with you unless you date different people. The example we gave was if all you had in your life was apples and pears and you said your favorite fruit, maybe you say your favorite fruit is an apple, but you only had two fruits. So it's not until you try bananas and pineapples and plums and peaches and grapes, the more fruit you try, then the more accurate your assessment can be when you say what's your favorite fruit. So that was pretty much about the dating. When you get married, you'll have plenty of time to be committed for life, but while you're young, you should be dating as many different people as possible or trying as many fruit as possible, and that way you know which one you like best or which one complements you best. Also, my daughter has uploaded some Littlest Pets videos, and so for those who are subscribers to DeVeaux Speaks, thank you for subscribing. If you get some videos of some little pet dolls, that's not a DeVeaux Speaks, that's some of my daughter's videos. So if it doesn't say DeVeaux Speaks, feel free to just delete it unless you have a little sister or something who wants to check it out. So let's get into the New Year's resolutions. I was so surprised talking to students today back at school when asking them what New Year's resolutions they made, and most of the students didn't make a New Year's resolution. Some didn't even know what they were. And so, in high school, that was such a big thing when we was growing up. What kind of resolutions you made to make sure this year was better than last, and taking bets who would break their resolutions first. So a New Year's resolution is basically a commitment, a promise that you make to yourself on how this year, 2009, you're going to make it better than last year. So it could be simple as I'm going to get better grades, or I'm going to be on time to school, and then you talk about a plan how you're going to make that happen. So, let me give you ideas. Why don't we combine it with the assembly we had right before the break when we had our Kwanzaa feast. Well, by the way, thanks to all the people who contributed food, the staff and the parents. It was delicious. Mr. DeVeaux loves to eat. But let's go through the 7 principles of Kwanzaa, which are also the 7 principles of our school. And let's talk about a New Year's resolution you can make with each principle. I think 7 resolutions would be enough. Let's talk of the first, unity. How can you be more unified in 2009 than you were in 2008? With your family. If your family is of a particular religion, do you pray together? Do you go to church together or go to the mosque together? That'd be a nice resolution. Do you eat together? I read an article, a lot of families nowadays, everybody's hustling and running and people working at night and getting home late. Families don't eat together like they used to. So maybe y'all eat together every Sunday night or twice a week as a New Year's resolution. Think of how you could be more unified. How can you be more unified in the school? I hear some students, they may be upset with a particular teacher, maybe the principal or maybe Mr. DeVeaux, and so they take it out on the whole school. But don't forget, all you students, y'all are brothers for each other. How can you all support each other in the classroom or in the activities? Mock trial will be competing. Maybe you want to go to a mock trial competition. The basketball season's in. Maybe have you checked out a basketball game yet and cheered on your brothers? The step team, here's a good one. The step teams go to their championship, I believe January 17th, the Saturday after the next one. Why don't you go to the step team championship and cheer your brothers on there? That'd be a nice way to be unified. Alright, the second day of Kwanzaa and the second principle of our school is self-determination. How can you be more self-determined in 2009? How can you define yourself better and make sure that You're calling yourself something that you really want to be growing up, something that you really want to exemplify. You know, when it's young, it may be cute to say you're a thug or a pimp, but is that what you really want to be at 40 years old? Is that what you want your children to think of you and the community to think of you? Think of calling yourself something better. In our school, we call you scholars, not students. That's already because we want you thinking differently. I heard something real funny New Year's Eve. I was watching BET, New Year's Eve Bash, and Jim Jones was on there. Now, Jim Jones is not somebody who I would normally say students should listen to, but he made a comment that he called all the people in the crowd his Obamas, and he said he uses the Obama's name instead of the N-word. So he said the N-word is out for 2009. He calls people, what's up my Obama, what's up with my Obamas. I thought that was kind of silly. But when I thought about it, calling somebody your Obama, if that's what people are striving for and want to achieve, to be the President of the United States, that's so much better than just wanting to be a nigger. So that's a great way of self-determination there. Third day of Kwanzaa and the third principle of our school is collective work and responsibility. How could you work more together in your community to help things out? Is there a youth center you can volunteer where maybe you can sweep up the trash once a week in front of your building or in front of your house? How can you be more responsible for you where you live in your community? How can you help you walk more? You know, I had to give a shout out to Brother Steven Schuler. Just seeing him this year moving and helping to break up fights and moving students down the hallway, you know, to get the lunch. That's the kind of stuff that, you know, really makes me proud. Yeah, we know the adults are going to discipline you, but when peers can help each other, encourage each other to do the right thing, that's what really impresses me. Fourth day of Kwanzaa, and the fourth principle of our school is cooperative economics. How in 2009 can you help pool your money and your resources better to help yourself, your family, and your community? You know, what, I don't know, you guys have so many resources and talents. You know, if you play music, I know some of you play for your church for free. You know, some people are tutoring in class. I know some seniors who have openings in their schedules or assisting, you know, other classes to help other people. You know, cooperative economics doesn't always have to be money. You know, most of you don't even have jobs yet. But how can you pool and share your resources to better help your community? You know, a lot of charities, you know, they need money, but they also need volunteers. They need help. They need service. And, you know, especially for you juniors and seniors, you know, when you guys fill out your college applications, there's going to be a whole lot of honor students out there. You know, if you can say that you have 100, 200, 300 service hours of serving your community, serving, you know, nonprofit organizations, serving a Boys and Girls Club, serving some after-school tutoring, serving your church, that's going to put you apart from everybody else. All right, let's keep going on. We're in the fifth day. Fifth principle of our school, fifth day of Kwanzaa is purpose. What is your purpose for 2009? What do you really want to be? Probably the hardest question for me when I was a young teenager. When someone looks you in the eye and says, what is your purpose? You know, you may not quite know what it is, but have an idea of what you want to be and see yourself there. What is it that you really want? And are you acting and behaving in a way that'll help you get to your goal? You know, is it a lawyer? Is it a doctor? Is it a school teacher? Is it a veterinarian? What is it? And look at people who are what you want to be, the purpose, and are you moving the way they behave? You know, we have a lot of men at our school. It always cracks me up to see some of our young scholars say they're men, but they behave in ways that none of the men around them would ever behave. You have the founders of our school, Brother Foy and Brother Batam, and we have so many great men on our staff. If you really think you're a man, and that's one of your purposes, the first to achieve manhood, try to emulate the men around you. That would be a great start for 2009. Alright, sixth day, Kuumba. That's the Swahili word for creativity. That's our sixth principle in the sixth day of Kwanzaa. So how can you be more creative this year? You know, Brother Slaughter's got me wanting to write poetry again like I did in college, so I'm going to definitely put down some more poems for 2009 and be more creative. And how can you be more creative in your studying and expressing yourself? If you have an artistic ability, or music, art, sports, how could you be more creative? You know, every sport, your favorite athlete, one of the things we like about them is the fact that you know, they do things that people haven't saw before, whether it's Jordan or Kobe or whoever it is. You know, when you're creative in whatever your discipline is, that's how you impress people. All right, let me finish this up here. Mr. DeVeaux's getting